Welcome to episode 26 of the Old White Man Show. I call it the Old White Man Show because I'm old, I'm white, and I'm a man. You know, doing this show, we talk about various things. Sometimes it's about my history, sometimes it's about present, sometimes it's about the future. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's happened in the last 30 days or so within our government, within our country. I know I'm not supposed to talk anything political on YouTube because if they do, they said they would take you off. But I'm going to speak my mind, and if they want to censor my free speech, they can do that. That's up to them. Uh, we had an election the first week of November. It was unlike any election I've ever seen. The person who got, in my opinion, the most votes didn't win the election. The election was taken away by computers. It was taken away by votes that didn't exist. It was taken away by people who voted that's no longer with us. A lot of different things. I think that most Americans feel the same way I feel, that we was robbed of our right to vote in this country. You know, the president of the United States was reelected by the people, but yet the politicians, the computers, the high tech said someone else was elected. I don't believe that. I still think President Trump was reelected as president. That being said, there's nothing I can do about it. You know, the Congress of the United States has agreed with the people who did what they did, that Joe Biden is our president elect. And come the 20th of January, there will be a transfer of power to the Biden administration. And what's going to happen is going to happen. There's nothing we can do. This last week, we have seen civil unrest in our nation's capital. I think this civil unrest was well planned. It was stated to be what it was going to be. They was trying to darken the possibility of President Trump or anyone else who's not a professional politician to ever run for office again. They are the political class, the bureaucratic class, the high tech class, the elite class has accomplished their goals in doing what they're doing. Now, we as Americans, we need to sit out and watch what's going on, pay attention to what's going to happen, be prepared for what's going to happen. We will have a Democratic executive branch who will appoint people within his cabinet for their Democratic points of views. We will have a Democratic Senate with the vice president being the vote that swings everything. And we're going to have a Democratic representatives legislature. They should be able to accomplish anything they want to accomplish within this next administration, or at least the next 2 years. I hope that they will deliver what they promise, that they will finally do something for black people to make black people of equal status. They've been saying it every time, and now they're back in office again. Let's see what they do for black people. Let's see what they do for the Hispanic community. Let's see what they do on solving the immigration crisis we have in this country. They have the full power to do it, so they should do it. They shouldn't be, oh, we want to try to, but we're being stopped. They have the power. Let's see if they're going to actually do what they said they was going to do, or if they're just going to do the same thing they have done ever since the end of the Civil War. We will see. What I do know is that things is going to change because the only thing that they can do is throw money around. In order to throw this money around, they need to print more money. In order to print this money, they need to borrow money. And who they borrow it from? They borrow it from you by putting you further in debt. Unfortunately, when they keep borrowing money without making money, they create problems. I think inflation is going to come. And inflation is when the price of everything goes up. If you notice within the last 30 days, there's been some price increases. You know, gasoline and diesels went up. The price of meats went up. You know, and there's been a lot of little things that went up in value. And the administration hasn't even taken over yet. At the same time, we had a weekly jobs report last week that showed a increase in people not being able to work, a downtick of 50,000 jobs that we lost. You know, if you put the economy has gone down and inflation has gone up, you got what they call stagflation. That's where you start losing jobs, but everything keeps going up. And the only way you can get out of it is by paying off stuff, creating more money, which is going to lead to what they call hyperinflation, where a loaf of bread, instead of costing $2, may end up costing $10. Or the price of a house, instead of costing the median price in our area of 300 and something thousand, going up to costing $1 million or 300,000. You know, hyperinflation is a big fear. You know, money in the bank will become basically useless because everything's going to go up. To protect yourself in these type of times, I highly recommend you buy gold and silver, that you buy hard assets, real estate. You know, I mean, real estate, they don't make any more of it. Land is king, always been. You know, there's only so much land on this earth and they can't print it. You know, they can't make it up. You know, so that's to become valuable. Real estate is a good place to protect yourself. You know, equities is a good place to protect yourself. You know, the stock market, you could have some companies really having some troubles. You know, sooner or later, high tech's got to pay for its sins. You know, and with that being said, you know, I can't tell you what companies to look at, what companies not to look at. We're going to have some corporate wars coming in. A lot of the big car companies are going to go to electric cars. The demand for gasoline and petroleum products is going to shrink. So will those companies, so their stock might be. I don't know how good Exxon's going to be in 5 years from now, unless they change, You know, I don't know how good Tesla is going to be. I mean, it's one of two car companies that hasn't went bankrupt, you know, but yet they don't make any money. It's all on the hedge of their stock. Their stock value keeps increasing, but they haven't made any money. You got to be able to make money sooner or later. All you students that's looking for your student loans to be paid off, you got to get a job and start paying taxes so you can pay off your neighbor's loans. See, it's the taxpayers who's going to pay them off, and you got to become a taxpayer. People like me, I'm not working no more, so I don't have to pay that much tax. I only pay tax on my investment properties. But once my investment property starts losing money because of what's going to happen, I won't be paying tax. Lots of people don't understand what happens when you start having all these little things come to a head. But you will. You're going to get this if you want it. You're going to get to understand socialism firsthand. You're going to get to understand the beginnings of communism firsthand. And you're going to get to understand Marxism firsthand and fascism firsthand. It's coming. We had a group of people, Antifa members, Black Lives Matters life members, go into Washington, mix in with the Trump supporters, and cause havoc. And the news media is blaming it all on Trump. President Trump did it. He incited the riots. No, he didn't. I never once heard our president say anything about rioting, burning, or looting. He doesn't support that. You know, other groups does. I heard Nancy Pelosi say that she supported riots. I heard Chuck Schumer say that he supported riots. I heard Adam Schiff say he supported riots. You know, I heard Joe Biden and Kamala Harris say that they supported riots. You know, but I didn't hear President Trump say that. You know, the news media is making it up. The news media will report what they are told to report to protect their jobs. These is not people that's been out there that's protected you. They're not the people that's been in the armed forces, most of them. Very rarely do you find a member of the news media that's done something for his country other than take the benefits. You know, that's the way it is. We in Texas is going to stay here in Texas and watch what's going on. It would be nice to have the right to secede, but we don't have that right no more. We lost that. That doesn't mean we can't secede, because I can tell you that if we did, you know, there's not enough of balls on the left to come fight us. You know, so. But we will hold together as a country. We will watch what's going on. Everybody's going to get what they wanted. I can tell you in 2 years, we're still going to have an immigration problem. In 2 years, we're still going to have a racial problem. You see, they're using race and immigration to accomplish their goals. So don't look at it to be cured. You know, and I can tell you on January the 21st, there will be nothing in place to cure the virus. You know, Biden's and the Democrats could have gave their opinions on what they would have done months and months and months ago, but they didn't, because they have no opinion, they have no cure, they have no solution to the virus. And this virus is mutating, and more people is dying every day. Every day in our country, people is dying for something that was orchestrated for the benefits of others. This virus didn't have to happen. It didn't have to be released on the world. It was released on the world because people like us is not that important, and they wanted to accomplish their goals. That being said, and saying that this might be my last one, because once again, YouTube may decide to say I'm too political. And if they do, the good thing is I don't have that many followers, but if they do, that's okay with me. I can still maintain my rights. I'm not going to say what they want me to say. That being said, remember LSU, 1908, undefeated, only 6 points scored against them all year long. And the people up north, the leftists, were saying that the South couldn't play football, and that's why LSU didn't get the national championship. They gave it to some girls from Harvard. That being said, have a good week. Bye-bye.